1974 Karmann Ghia. Beauty.
Incredible car, incredible style. It's seamless as hell. Or do my eyes deceive me?
This is the most beautiful car I've seen to date. It's engineered by Germans and it's styled by Italians, and there's very little safety interference. Underneath this unified flowing body line, singular, and that's important, more on that later, is a Volkswagen Super Beetle. I know, it's not exactly the same. The Karmann Ghia Volkswagen Bug familiarity is like the Falcon and the Mustang. They both are and aren't the same car. The Super Beetle used a 1.6 liter Boxer 4, and that's what this Karmann Ghia uses. A single carburetor gets you 65 horsepower and the same amount of torque as a weed whacker at idle with a dirty air cleaner and old premix. But all of that doesn't matter, because the Karmann Ghias are heart-softening gorgeous. They have a subtle beauty engineered into them during assembly. And there are very few other cars that were made this way. What don't you see here on the body? Body seams. Yes, there's a separation for the doors and the frunk and the bonnet lid, but that's it. It is one complete unibody from headlight to taillight. Follow it as it goes from the headlight over the quarter. There is no quarter panel. There's no quarter panel. It goes right to the A-pillar, right to the hood, right to the back, onto the back. There's nothing. It's beautiful. Why do that? What Volkswagen did, well, the styling department, they put all of their eggs into the looks basket. This car, look at it. I can't find an ugly side. Now, it's stupid. Why would you make body parts that aren't replaceable? If you get a dent anywhere, you're screwed. It's the whole body that's, you can dent a quarter panel on a Falcon, on a Mustang. Ooh, big problem. Just it unbolts, buy a new one, paint it the same color, put it on. But not on a Karmann Ghia. Any dent anywhere on the, you gotta hope it's on the boot lid, or I'm sorry. Yeah, right. It's back in the U.S., right. You gotta hope it's on the hood or the trunk or the door, because if you get a dent anywhere else, that's the entire body. How do you take a dent like that out? You don't. You'd have to fill it in and then repaint the whole. Everything's for beauty on this car. The Volkswagen Karmann Ghia had trouble finding an audience in its own time because it cost almost $1,000 more than the Beetle. And yet it's popular now because it's actually one of the most affordable classic cars you can buy, with a good condition model running you less than $6,000. As long as you don't live in the Rust Belt, it should be kept pretty nicely, and this one is. Actually, look really close. The original owner was an older lady, and she was so afraid that someone was going to steal her car and take it to a chop shop that she etched, or had it etched, either herself or someone else did it, the VIN number on every single window. All right. Yeah. I mean, it's a sturdy little car, since it shares most of the parts with a Volkswagen Beetle. Granted, it's 7 inches longer than the Beetle, but then its low ride height improved handling and wind resistance in comparison to the Beetle. When you compare this to the striking Italian styling, you have a car that's basically a future family heirloom waiting to happen. I mean, it's either this or that necklace your great-grandmother found in the wreckage of the Hindenburg when she was 12. Originally, the Karmann Ghia got its start in Europe in 1955 and made the trip over to America in 1956 as a coupe. We would get the convertible in 1958, which helped the Karmann Ghia to gain a foothold in the US market. Your average American really only knew about Volkswagen from the Beetle that preceded this car, so the Karmann Ghia was their introduction to a more refined Volkswagen product. The sportier design was also meant to appeal to the automotive enthusiast market, as Volkswagen advertised this in ads that showed the Karmann Ghia in racing stripes with the simple tagline, "You'd lose, but you'd win." Because your average American, this could probably beat a stock Falcon back in the day, but your average Ford Coupe, your Corvair, heck, even the Chevy too. No. And this is 1974. This is a 1974 Volkswagen Karmann Ghia, so, by that time, the muscle car era had come and went. Besides, a Karmann Ghia drives like dog shit. The 4-speed manual shift pattern is like that bead puzzle that's in every pediatrician's waiting room. It's not the normal H pattern you'd expect. It's not it's not up to the left, down to the left, up to the right, down to the right 4-speed. No, it's up to the middle, down to the square, around to the... driving this. You had to be awake. Forget the little diagram that's on there. The gears are all over the place. And maybe they're synchronized, maybe they're not. They surely felt like they weren't to me. Interesting option that this Karmann Ghia had, factory air conditioning. Of course, it's not hooked up in this one. How much? This thing must have taken at least 10 horsepower out of a 60 and change horsepower engine. Who ordered this? But it doesn't matter because this car, it's like what you dreamed love would be when you were first learning about it in the 5th grade. It's what you believed a functional marriage looked like. When we were filming this car, 2 very patriotic, father-like figures, the type of star-spangled Americans that actually make that American flag Cool Whip cake with the strawberries and the blueberries every 4th of July, those guys came up and liked this car. I mean, it's 2/3 of the Axis powers right here, and they loved it. Beauty is subjective? No, I don't think so. I think there are gold standards of magnificence, and the Karmann Ghia is one of them. I look at a Karmann Ghia a little bit like I now look at my AW11 MR2. It's more fun to look at than it is to drive. It's more of a visual piece of an era. Something from a time when the artists ruled. If you're looking for a classic car, this may be among the top 10 that you should get, because it's dead simple. It's a Volkswagen engine, draped in the prettiest wrapping. I need to get a thesaurus to come up with different words. Do I dare say sublime? Timeless would be better. Muscle car, the muscle car boom came and went, and I believe the air-cooled Porsche bubble will burst eventually. But cuteness, cute like a kitten, or an eager puppy, like a Labrador, or Samoyed puppy. Volkswagen found a way to put the optimism of youth into an automotive package, and the universal appeal of this car is greater than the Miata, but people don't know it until they see it. This camera is not good enough to show you how aesthetically pleasing a Karmann Ghia is. Make no mistake, this is a terrible car to drive, but it functions. It moves forward. The highway is terrifying. Speeds over 50. Oh, make my asshole go all snare drum. But old misers' faces crack like the Grinch into smiles when they see this. And some people even don't know what it is. But you tell them Karmann Ghia and it makes sense. And they remember it, even when they don't. What on earth type of car could top this in the looks department? I don't know. I don't care that it's terrible to drive. Look for one of these in a car show and watch how many people try to touch it. People turn into an older brother, seeing their younger brother come home from the hospital in baby form. Why can't I hold the baby? Well, maybe when you're older. That's what this is. This is an innocent child that wants to be... You can tell I have a hard time writing this. Let's just end it with a bit of silence.
Style. Volkswagen going that extra mile to make a car that's way more sexy than the Beetle. And by spectacular grace, this car still exists. Classic car culture can still persist without you having to be one of those people who thinks they're a genius.